Yeah, so Michael, I mean, his death was definitely mysterious, man. It seems like a lot of those, Marvin Gaye, a lot of those people, um, that were controversial. Because if you look at what Mike started saying some controversial thing like
Yeah.
they don't really care about us. He started revealing too much, and
Mm-hmm.
it seems like it's always something around drugs or the assassination
Mm-hmm.
of their character. Could you speak on that just a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, like we were talking about last week with Pac, man. Like Pac was into some really deep stuff, and they did everything that they could to assassinate his character at the highest cost. You know what I mean? Depicting him as whatever they were trying to depict him as, but he was really deep into it and had some plans to really take it to a step further, and they knew that. Michael was one and the same. You know what I mean? Marvin, everybody you were talking about. But we talk about Michael a little bit. He was a powerful dude, and like we were talking about, he had the Beatles catalog. He had his catalog. He had a lot of powerful voices within the music industry that they knew could resonate throughout the history of time, and they didn't want that. You know what I mean? They didn't like that at all. So with them trying to assassinate his character and him maybe being a little sick, I think was the perfect out for them to try some funny stuff. And I don't know exactly what's going on, like I said, because I'm not there. You know what I mean? But you can definitely, you got to beg and ask yourself, or tell yourself there's more to that story. It ain't a doctor, Conrad, whatever the hell, you know what I mean,
Right.
doing whatever and taking Michael and putting him there. Michael he wasn't no loose dude. He was coming off a tour. He just did a movie. This Is It was about to come out. He was about to go take care of London. If everybody remembers, he was maybe a week off from doing that tour.
Right.
So you sick, but you're about to go do a world tour. Michael been doing this shit since he was a baby. He know better.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
this was his last tour. So for him to just go mysteriously like that, and for him to cover it up with drugs, and now they're saying they trying to do the same thing with Prince, and Prince also on his catalog. It's
Just getting ready to ask you about Prince. Yep.
coincidental. You know what I mean? And they one and the same. You know what I mean? Not only did they revolutionize the game with different styles of music and just forget about the music, and we can't forget about the music, but just put that aside for a second. What they did and what they did in the business of this game, what people like us weren't supposed to do, owning your masters and owning your ownership and having that 100%. Now you don't hear about that kind of stuff. That's unheard of. And for Michael to have not only his but the Beatles, and then for the Prince to have the catalog that he had, and for them to mysteriously be going, and then they're both to be contributed to drugs and all this stuff. Why? All of us? Not all of us, man.
Right.
Not all of us.
And then it just seems like to be a performer, you gotta kind of be in good shape and shit.
You got to.
Yeah.
You see what I do, bro.
Right.
I changed my diet up. I'm a vegan.
Right.
I'm in here working out. You come into the crib, you see the weights out. I'm doing push-ups. I'm doing this every day. I'm trying to stay right mentally, physically, because this is a grind.
Right.
It's not easy to go on stage and not only sing, but dance and put on a show for an hour and a half. And when you put Michael and Prince, you're talking about one of the top two of all time. Don't worry about color, shade, genre of music, whatever. You're talking about some of the top two of all time. So they might have had their vices. Sometimes you got to get a little weird to do what you got to do, but you got to have a certain a level of peak shape and have a certain conscious awareness of your body and what is going on to go out there and do that day in and day out and do it at 100,000%. You got to be aware of what's going on. You got to.
Right. No
Got
doubt. No doubt.